I've come to see rebound relationships as no more than a drug addict trying to get their next fix. Because in reality, it's not the rebound relationship your ex is after. And it's not even a new person that they are after. They are after the hits, the anticipation of how that rebound relationship is going to make them feel. And the reason that is because it's a dopamine-fueled reaction. In love, the concept of in love is no more than a dopamine high and various other neurotransmitters that are going off in the brain. So a lot of the time, to quote James Clear from his very good book, Atomic Habits, it's the anticipation of a reward, not the fulfillment of it, that gets you to take action. Interestingly, the reward system activated in the brain when you receive a reward is the same system as when you anticipate a reward. So in other words, going back to what I said at the very start here, it's the anticipation of the rebound, not the actual rebound or the person they want to get with. Stick around, find out what I mean. I'm going to dig deep into rebound relationships today, and you will find out that a rebound relationship does not mean your ex is moving on. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If today's video is not enough for you, there are 2 links in the description I would love for you to check out. One is to my one-to-one coaching services. If you need help with your personal breakup situation, if the videos are not cutting it and the face group is not cutting it and you just need bespoke action and clarity and a plan to get through this, book a session with me and we'll get into it, and I will do my best to get you through it. If not, check out the Facebook group, come and join. The community is wonderful. Everyone is just helping each other out and having a good time and making friends, and that's what it's all about. But enough of that. Let's get into rebound relationships. Did my ex really move on so quickly? The first thing everyone needs to understand about rebound relationships, the anticipation of the rebound is more exciting than the actual rebound. And that is why rebounds typically have a shelf life of 3 to 6 months, because reality will very quickly catch up with anticipation. And it's kind of like you could be sitting there right now craving a pizza or craving a cheeseburger or whatever, and then you go and get that cheeseburger and pizza and it's not quite as good as you anticipated. And that is the same for a rebound. The anticipation of getting that thing, you are anticipating how it's going to make you feel. That's the real difference. And that is why most rebound relationships do fail. And this is the key reason why your ex hasn't moved on. Because I hear every day, without fail, at least 10 times a day, people will say to me, oh, well, they obviously moved on so quickly because they're with a new partner. No, grief does not work that way. Human beings do not work that way. It's just not possible. It's all a rebound is an emotional painkiller. And it would seem that from your perspective as the dumpee, it's so easy for your dumper, your ex, to move on. And in a way, the rebound, actually not in a way, it is the rebound is the easy option. It's the emotional painkiller, because human beings, we have evolved to be lazy. Because if you go back to caveman days when there wasn't much food around, we had to conserve energy for staying warm and hunting. So yes, we would choose the most efficient way of doing things. And a rebound relationship ties into our natural biology quite perfectly. What is the easiest way for me to stop hurting so badly? Now, do some rebounds work out? Yes. Maybe your ex emotionally checked out a good year ago. They've gone through their pain, they've done their grieving, they've ended your relationship, and maybe they were ready for a new relationship. Now, I'm not saying that is the correct way to go. I do think there should be a good degree of separation between any breakup. I would suggest anyone a minimum of 6 months between relationships. And even then, you may not be ready, because a rebound relationship isn't a question of time, it's where you are emotionally. So you could be single for 10 years and still end up in a rebound relationship, because if you haven't emotionally dealt with the trauma from the previous relationship, then you're going to carry that over. You're employing that person, that new person, to cover up your wounds and do all of the deal with all the emotional baggage for you. And most of the time, that is what your ex, the dumper, is doing. They are auditioning. They are employing someone new to cover up their emotional baggage. That's okay. We all have emotional baggage, but we can't let the baggage have us. And that's what essentially your ex is doing by having a rebound relationship. It's also important to understand that the rebound is not a reflection of you. It's not about you. Now, unfortunately, Dumpees become incredibly narcissistic. We always make it about us. Now, narcissism isn't good or bad. It just is. It's a defense mechanism. It's a human defense mechanism. We are all narcissistic on some level or another. It's a spectrum. And narcissism is thrown around way too much in today's world, if you ask me. But you have to keep in mind that them rebounding was never about you. It's about them dealing, or lack thereof, them not dealing with their emotional wounds, not dealing with your breakup. So once again, I will stress, it's not about you. It never was about you. It's not even about them moving on. It's about them chasing an anticipated dopamine hit, which is a very poor habit to have. So view your ex as a drug addict, because their drug of choice is high amounts of dopamine. Now, dopamine's not bad, but like anything, too much of it is not good. So when you are having an anxiety spiral, just step back and ask yourself this question: why would you want to be with a drug addict? If you can reframe it in that sense, then rebound relationships actually are not easy. They're actually quite disastrous. It's a sign of burying their heads in the sand. It's a sign of them trying to get their next fix. That is it. Do not make it about you. Flip it on its head. Because I think with a lot of people, these behaviors were always within them. And I've said previously before, if you were your ex, if you had the worldview of your ex, their life experience, their traumas, and everything they've been through, you would be doing exactly the same thing, and you would have dumped you. So this is how you take control back. Don't make it about you. Don't make their actions about you. You've got no control over anybody else apart from you. The only thing you can control is how you respond to your environment, how you respond to what has happened to you, and how you take responsibility for that, and how you move on. You staying single and you working on yourself is the first steps of moving on. Because when the rebound relationship will fail, and guys, 90-95% of the time they do fail, they've not only got to deal with the rebound failing, they then have to deal with your relationship failing, and they've got it in stereo. And that is not a happy place to be. It really isn't. Because guess what? I've done it. As a dumper and a dumpee, I have rebounded in my past, and it always made me feel 10 times worse. So no good can come of this. So to sum up, it's not the rebound that they want. It's how they think the rebound will make them feel. That's what they are really after. And that's what anybody is after in life. A lot of the time, it doesn't matter if you're a drinker or a smoker, or you take drugs, or you're hooked on junk food. It's not the actual thing it's not that actual thing you want. It's how you think it's going to make you feel. That's the key point you need to understand. And if you can understand that and understand the nature of the beast, you won't think, you will know that a rebound relationship is not a sign of your ex moving on. It's a sign of they're just hooked on a very powerful neurotransmitter. And that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for listening. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe. It would really help me out. And as always, if you need my help, hit the links in the description. Come and join the group or book a one-to-one coaching session with me. As always, you will be okay. You are enough, and I will see you on the other side.